Welcome back to the Shred the Spread podcast. This is our best bets episode for week one of the NFL season. We have 5 picks against the spread. For those of you guys who are unfamiliar with how this podcast works, every single week, Donnell and I give 5 picks against the spread versus roughly 2,000 people in our pool. And then we also play Survivor, so you'll be getting not one, but our 2 favorite Survivor picks of the week. Every week we make an official Survivor pick that Donnell and I will play. And we do this every single week until the playoffs. But without further ado, let me bring on my co-host, my right-hand man, my dude. I know what's going on, man.
What's going on, my guy? Back at it for the first week of the regular season. Let's get it going, bro. I'm excited with the preview. We already got the preview going. That was fun. But I want to talk these fucking numbers. I want to talk these numbers.
We got some really good feedback on the preview. We got some people against us. We got some people with us.
Good.
Rightfully so.
Good.
A lot of talking points. We did a little bit of talking behind the scenes. We got some of these picks solidified. We have our Survivor. There's only one thing left to do, Dino.
Let's dive into it.
And that's get right into it.
Let's go.
All right. Listen, we know that on the preview episode, we mentioned that we may not play the Thursday and Friday game. We are recording Thursday night. It's 7 o'clock on the dot, so the Ravens kick off in about an hour. We're obviously not going to be on that game. You guys would not be able to see that. But we have figured out a game, our first pick of the season.
Let's go.
Dino, what bird is the best bird?
Yeah, I ain't gonna answer that.
The bald eagle, baby! Come on now. We've got the Eagles minus 1.5 against the spread for the first game of the season. I understand. International game, a lot of question marks. Isaiah Rodgers is out. That sucks. Devin White is out. That also sucks. But international games, favorites cover at a 66% clip. They also win straight up about 80% of the time. So that's dating back ever since the NFL started going to do the London game. So the favorites have covered. The favorites have won. We've got them at minus 1.5. A lot of books have them at 2.5. Listen, I think, trying to put my bias aside here, I really do think that the Eagles have to have a comeback season. They finished last season very poor. It looks like they have a really good locker room, really good camaraderie. I'm really curious to see what Kellen Moore and this offense does against this Packers defense. I think there's nothing else we could do besides take the value here. We got the Birds minus 1.5. What I missed on?
You didn't miss much, bro. I mean, other than fuck the Birds, but other than that, I mean, you're talking about a team with probably the most extraordinary talent on the offensive end, probably this year in the whole NFC. So, with that going on, with Kellen Moore is actually experienced with handling talent. And I think that's what people got to understand. Right. Actually, this is the most talent he's had. So I think this is a beautiful setup for Kellen Moore to get started. This Packers defense, yes, it's going to be better, but it's nowhere near to an elite level to where you can withstand this offense. I honestly have this offense probably scoring about 28 points, about around that 28, 30 points range, really high. And honestly, like you said, guys, I mean, what are we talking about? You know, we like Jordan Love. We love that team. We get it. They were the youngest team to win a game in the playoffs in NFL history. But that's the only reason why they're going to flip on them too. They're very, very young. So let's take us from the breaks a little bit. I love Jordan Love. Like I said, I still got them winning the division. But let's just take a step back, understand what we're going with. You got Jalen Hurts. He can run by himself. You got Saquon Barkley. He can do any and every fucking thing. I mean, all the A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith has been talking about on social media is, I can't wait to watch the Saquon Barkley show. So, I mean, we're right here, bro. And at 1.5, I feel like it's extreme value for a high-powered offense.
Yeah, so not only do we have our like for the spot, but we also have the trends backing us up. And early in the season, Dino and I like to target some trends, just make some of the picks a little bit easier because we're just like you guys. We're figuring out how this season is going to go as well. This is all going to be new to us. There's new teams, new coaches. I mean, we have to see what these teams look like in action. So you can only get so much out of camp. But Dino, I'll let you take the reins. Let them know what our second pick of the contest
All
is
right.
this week.
Since Jared tossed me the keys, we're going to take a nice old trip down to Charlotte. I mean, down not to Charlotte, to New Orleans, as the Carolina Panthers. We got them plus 4.5 against the Saints at home. Why? I'll tell you why. The Saints stink. I mean, I'm gonna give you back now. The Saints. The fact that the Saints are favored on both numbers, 3 and 4, is criminal. Criminal. I don't give a fuck what nobody says about Carolina. Do you remember these battles that Carolina and New Orleans had last year? This is a division matchup, and it's very disrespectful. And granted, we get it. I said Brett. Bryce Young. Bryce Young didn't have the greatest year last year. We understand that, but there's definitely room for improvement. The offense definitely got more talented. The defense, yes, they lost. I mean, the defense, they made lateral moves to kind of fill in some gaps. They lost Brian Burns, but they still got Shaq Thompson out there. You know, they really man that middle to stop that run. And we all know Derek Carr can't pass. He can't pass. He can't throw the ball. So this is the same coach that's in my fucking dungeon at the bottom of the goddamn dungeon, sitting there, and probably one of the worst I hate saying this guy. I used to like Derek Carr, but one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. And
I mean, you don't take emotion out of it. I mean, statistically, he kind of is.
Yeah, he is. It's weird. It's weird.
And he's one of the worst against the spread quarterbacks in a dome. He is the worst against the spread quarterback in a dome. You know who number 2 is, Donnell? You know who's behind Derek Carr for worst against the spread in a dome?
Let me have it.
His goddamn brother.
Yo.
Carr. I'm telling you, bro. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up.
Runs in the jeans.
I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. So, listen, you guys know this is a Panthers podcast. You guys know that. This is a Panthers podcast. Rightfully, 95% because of me. Sorry, Donnell. You kind of got thrown into the ring here.
Man.
But realistically, we're fading a bad team. We're fading a bad coach. We're playing a divisional matchup at a really good number.
100%.
I will say, I've seen not a lot, but I've seen more than enough to be uncomfortable with the amount of people that are on this Panthers team. Okay, well, all I'm going to say is be ready for a hell of a ride, because this shit ain't pretty.
Most
okay,
certainly not.
We might be down 20 at half and lose 16-20 and cover. This is just how the cookie crumbles for this team. We're never out of it.
Right.
But this is one of them things you kind of put in the corner because it's not pretty.
Right.
But it's got to be done.
And with that being said, as y'all already know in this podcast, I tell y'all multiple times when it comes to the Panthers, this motherfucker pulls my teeth like a dentist. So this week, here's what I will say: I did this on my own. I love the Panthers at this spot. So if that holds any merit, so be it. But yeah, definitely Panthers plus 4.5 this week.
Dino, blink twice if I force you to take this pick. Okay, moving on to the third pick of the week. We've got none other than the team that I foreshadowed to be in our contest since the preview. We've got the Giants on a pick-em. Unfortunately, in the contest, we are losing out on a point. But I don't think it matters. Donnell and I were digging into this a little bit, and he started to get cold feet. He did. He said, Jared, talk me back into this pick, man. I'm creeping out the door, man. Like, hold on. I'm about to fall in. I said, stop right there.
Right.
Brian Daboll, in his career, his coaching career for the Giants, he has opened up as a favorite 6 times, and all of those times where he's flipped to an underdog, 5 of those games he's won straight up. So the books opened up the Giants as a favorite. They're down to an underdog. They're going to close as an underdog. And 5 of those 6 times that happened in Brian Daboll's coaching career, he's not only won, he's also covered.
Every time.
Listen, again, we're playing trends. And I have no idea why the public perception on this Giants team is so bad. Like, they have good pieces. This is one of the most talented rosters Brian Daboll's had since his first year.
Honestly.
It might be better.
Honestly, no. This is the best. In Brian Daboll's tenure, yes, this has to be definitely his most talented defense. No.
Oh, yeah, and who did Brian Daboll beat his first year when he went to the playoffs and won Coach of the Year? Was that the Vikings? It's funny how this all comes full circle. Listen, I know it's ugly. I know there are a lot of people on the Vikings. I know there's a lot of public on the Vikings. But if the Giants win this game, It's not because of luck.
It's not.
It's because of coaching and scheme and personnel. Like, besides Justin Jefferson, that offense on the Vikings is very poor. Sam Darnold started one game last year, and he really, I mean, he threw like 2 touchdowns and an interception or whatever it
Yeah.
was, but he really hasn't played consistently since he was in Carolina, and his last year Carolina wasn't even consistent. He got cut short, so
Right.
he hasn't really been suited up to be the starter in almost 2 years. So I don't know, man. I think this number's wrong.
Right.
I have this Giants team at -1.5, and we're getting him at a pick. Just win the damn game. That's all we're asking.
Just get in. I know it's gonna be ugly, get dirty, and get the fuck out. That's what I'm saying. And you're at home. You are at home. There's not in the dome. You're in the MetLife. And last time this motherfucker was at MetLife, you see a ghost. So as far as I'm concerned, I mean, it matches up really, really well. Just beware that. Watch what I tell you. Watch that D line. Watch that Giants D line this week. All right, and we get Christian Darrisaw as a stud on the left side, but the rest of the offensive line is gonna get torched. Absolutely.
They're not. The
torched.
Vikings are not going to be able to run the ball up the middle.
And like I said, and I will firstly say it, and I'll rein the camera when I said this. I did say the Giants were poop. They ass. And they still are. But at the end of the day, this is the most talented team they had in the last 3 years. And there's no denying that. There's no denying that. They still poop, but they're not bad.
Listen, we're not saying they don't suck, but they don't suck as bad as the Vikings. Sam Darnold as a road favorite. Come on, y'all. Y'all know better than this. What are we talking about?
He had 2 seasons when he had more interceptions than touchdowns. Get the fuck out of here. come on, bro. I never understood what the fascination with Sam Darnold was anyway. But yeah, I'm glad you ripped me back into that.
Yeah, you know what, Dino? Listen, we've got some value. We'll take a shot on the Giants.
Yeah.
Listen, if it bites us in the ass, so be it. So be it. But this is a game I'd play 10 times out of 10 on the Giants. All right, Dino. Let's go to the 4th game.
We have the Detroit Lions at home with Jared Goff and Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson. I don't need to say anything fucking else. At home. It don't matter who they're playing. At this point, it's at -3.5 against the Los Angeles Rams, who's a team that's battling injuries, consistency, availability. I mean, I say injuries are but availability. Like, it's very, very hard for me to kind of vision what this offense of this team is going to look like right now. Like I said, this is going to be one of those sneaky teams that win the division for me. But it's not going. But it's going to be a slow, rocky start. This is a team that didn't have their starters last year. Cooper Kupp, I mean, hasn't looked the same. Puka Nacua got hurt early. I mean, got hurt late in the year. Matthew Stafford, we haven't seen him in a year and some change. So it's going to be a lot of rust in his offense. It's definitely getting used to the speed, but playing with each other. Their O-line is not the greatest, and we all know with Detroit, Aiden Hutchinson and them boys are going to be hunting them boys. This is by far the most talented defense Detroit has had in, let's be honest, in the last 5 to 10 years. That's the loss C.J. Gardner-Johnson, but the pressure they can put on the quarterback is definitely the most we've ever seen. So let's put in that this grand scheme of things. It's Mo City. It's Dan Campbell. It's at home in the dome. He's at the fish is in the fish bowl, so he's going to excel. So there's no need to think any more hard than that. Take the -3.5.
Yeah, I Aiden Hutchinson got the second most pressures on the quarterback, second behind Micah Parsons. Like, he's causing havoc, and that Rams defensive line is going to have a completely different identity now that Aaron Donald is not there. I know the Rams pick up Tre'Davious White, but he's on the backside of his career. He's still a very solid corner, but the Lions offense just has way too many pieces to worry about. Jamison Williams, people are talking about he's going to have a really good year this year. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery both out of the backfield. Sam Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, there's just so many opportunity for mismatches. And Ben Johnson is still there. Listen, he was the #1 offensive-minded head coach that a lot of these teams wanted.
I wanted him.
And he stuck around because he knows the pedigree of this roster. He knows the capability. He wants to win a Super Bowl. It wasn't about the money for him. It was mainly about winning. And this he thought was his best chance, because I'm telling you what, these Lions have a really good shot to be the 1 seed in the NFC.
Heck yeah, along with the Eagles.
And that's with the Eagles team and a Niners team. Like, just Jared Goff is also the most profitable quarterback in week 1. I mean, again, we're not only are we finding spots we like, but the trends back it up.
Trends, man. That's what we do.
What can we say?
We do.
All right. We've got one final contest play to wrap it up, and I think everyone knows what I'm talking about. Listen, it's Monday Night Football. you have the return of Aaron Rodgers after such an anticipated year last year. Goes down and one of the was it the
Third,
first damn
yeah,
play,
first play,
third
yeah,
play, whatever it was,
third
the
play.
first
Yeah,
drive.
yeah,
Okay,
honestly.
he goes down the first drive, carrying out that American flag. The Jets fans finally, we've got somebody who can throw the ball. I'll say what, that was devastating. But listen, this might be the most talented roster Aaron Rodgers has ever been a part of in his career. He's got the running back, he's got the weapons, he's got the comfort. Aaron Lazard over there, like
Allen.
people like, oh yeah, it's just Aaron Lazard, but when you have the chemistry, that speaks volume for this team. Like this team has one of the most pressurous defenses in the NFL. Sauce Gardner probably only going to be better this year. Yeah, Hassan Reddick's doing the holdout shit, but dude, Quinnen Williams is a man among
Boys.
like I don't even know, like we talked about Trent Williams coming back. It does suck for this pick, but we've got a whole line to
The
target,
middle.
and
The middle, bro.
the middle
The
is
middle.
very soft. I agree.
Yeah.
The middle of the Niners offense is very soft. Listen, this is going to be a dogfight. I really think it's going to come down to whoever has the ball last wins, but I really think Aaron Rodgers is going to play with a chip on his shoulder. And he honestly, I was kind of looking at it, he's got some really good value to be MVP this year. Like, him and Garrett Wilson can really be a top duo in the NFL, like competing with the C.J. Stroud and Nico Collins and the A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts. Like they are going to be up there. Like you saw Garrett Wilson, he is extremely talented. I just think this number is wrong. I think, listen, this could get up to 5 and 6, and maybe I'll start getting a little nervous. But this number's been sitting pretty steady at 4.5, and it did trickle down to 3.5 for a little bit, but shot back up with the Trent Williams news. But dude, I gotta play this number, man. Like I have to.
Yeah, most certainly. And just want to give you a heads up. You know, my boy Jared was locked in and eager, so I let him finish. But Alan Lazard, he said Aaron. Goofed up. I think you said Aaron Lazard twice. Which is funny.
Alan Lazard.
So we all get that. But no, and I agree with him in every fashion. It's one of the best defenses in the league, like hands down,
all around.
Yeah,
like not
down.
really many weak spots.
Yeah, like there's one thing I can say about the Jets, bro. Their defense has been top notch, especially with Salah being there. It has definitely taken a step up. That's all they were missing was a quarterback, and on top of that, half of the year Breece Hall was going right, and then he came in on the year. I'm telling you, like Aaron Rodgers having Breece Hall as a dual threat back, he had a couple. I mean, he had a couple in Green Bay. I think this is probably the most talented one he's going to have. And granted,
and the best offensive line of Aaron Rodgers' career at
right.
that.
And here's what I will say. Devontae Adams is in a league of his own. I won't hold anybody up to that level. Garrett Wilson is definitely better than Greg Jennings and Jordy Nelson eventually. Eventually, I'm not saying it right now. I'm just saying talent-wise and what I can foresee for him. The fact that he's been 1,000-yard receiver,
got a higher ceiling,
bro. He had 1,000-yard receiving with Zach Wilson. So like, the talent is definitely there and it's in place. And for telling me that you're gonna give us, you're gonna not only that, you're gonna give the Jets with that defense 4.5 points. That is 2 key numbers. 3, 4, gone. Like that is ridiculous to me. And the fact that they even started that way and we can go ahead and play that for the contest, to me, feels like a steal, to be honest with you. Feels like a steal. And like I said, San Francisco, they're going to be on the decline, I'm telling you. And as far as I'm concerned, good. They did a great job getting them two studs back between Williams and Ayuk. Because if it's not, I guarantee you they would be favored. I honestly believe they would be favored if those two players wasn't playing in this game. So
I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like I mean, this might sound crazy because I know the Niners are an extremely talented team, but I feel like the Jets win this game, man. Like,
bro.
Like to be fair, I don't think we'd take underdogs in the first place if we didn't think they could win. Like, let me just get that out. It's not like we're like, I really hope the Panthers lose by 3. Like, no, like we don't take these teams as underdogs unless we truly think that they can win these games.
Hell
like,
yeah.
They've got the talent. They've got the roster to do it. Like, this is going to be this might be the toughest matchup the Niners have had, maybe since they go against the Chiefs. Like, this is Super Bowl caliber matchup. Like, roster, talent, scheme. Like, dude, like I said in last episode, this could be a game for the ages. Like, this is a Monday Night Football massacre. Like, I'm so ready for this game. So ready.
Yeah, I can tell. You said Aaron Lazard.
God, if they lose by 20, I might
Yeah,
never show my face again.
bro.
Um,
I don't. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna
nah, that's not. So that's our 5 picks for the contest.
happen.
To wrap it up, just for anybody who missed it, we have the Eagles -1.5, the Panthers +4.5, Giants pick 'em plus half a point, Lions -3.5, Jets +4.5. Those are our 5 contest plays. I think we really didn't have any last ones out. We kind of got the short end of the stick on a few of these
Yeah.
numbers, but as Dynel and I said last episode, it looks like the Colts touched 3 at a couple books.
So that's it. Yeah,
I will be playing that as a straight bet.
Hey guys, great runner up. Like I said, this honestly was one of the teams that could definitely made this list this week. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is one of those things where we just went a different route. But nah, this is
we play the numbers here.
Play the numbers, and I'm telling you, that is literally the 16. Like literally out of the 5, it's the 16. So
yeah, the Colts were only +1.5 in the contest. So listen, if we can get 2.5, even 2.5 is still a big deal. Like that for a lot of these teams, like 2's become a key number with the 2-point conversion and the field goals and stuff. So unfortunately, they were just the odd man out because it's 1.5 in our contest. But now we move on to our highly anticipated segment, Survivor.
Survivor.
I'm a survivor.
There you go.
Listen.
That boy know. I'm telling you, Jared know. Jared knows, boy. He knows.
Okay. This is Dynel's first year playing Survivor. I have been playing Survivor for a few years. Last year I made it
week 15.
12?
I swear,
15?
dude, I swear it was deep.
Listen, I don't really remember. I really want to block that out of my memory because I really want to block that out of my memory because that was a difficult loss. Vikings losing to the Cardinals, right? That's what I had. The Vikings. They were playing the Cardinals. Josh Dobbs.
Yep. Came in second half behind Hall because Hall got hurt. Came in and fucked that whole shit up. Fucked it up.
Yeah,
I remember that shit.
That's tough. But listen, we've got another shot this year. Dynel and I are playing a Survivor together. I'm also going to play 2 Survivors for myself. So we will give up this episode. We'll give our number 1 and number 2. We'll probably do that going forward because some of you guys like to, take our number 2 one week and then take our number 1, whatever it may be. But we're going to give our 2 favorite Survivor picks. The first one, Dynel, let them know.
Boom. Oh, that's easy, bro. I mean, not easy. I mean, I say easy. But the Cincinnati Bengals over the New England Patriots.
All right, and that's a Survivor because he just jinxed. Now play.
But yeah, all jokes aside, I mean, let's be real. The Patriots not winning this game. They don't have the talent. They don't have the stability, the continuation. They don't have nothing going for them. Everything is completely new. The quarterback is Jacoby Brissett, who is a mainstay. That's all he is. And as far as I'm concerned, them Cincinnati Bengals can definitely put up points. Jamar Chase is back at practice yesterday with pads on this time, not in his fucking street clothes. So that's a come on, like what are we talking about here? T. Higgins by himself can also help carry that offense along with Mike Gesicki. And I'm telling y'all right now, Mike Gesicki is gonna be a sleeper, bro. Sleeper. He's been on terrible team after terrible team. This is going to be the first one he finally gets a top 5 quarterback. So, this will get ugly. This is going to get ugly, and I don't see a path where the Patriots win this game. They're going to have to give up 10 points.
Yeah, I was trying to explain to him like my process for thinking for Survivor, and I have told him, I said, we have to target teams in bad spots. And the Patriots right here, like if this was Drake May, I probably would proceed with a little bit of caution just because he does have a higher ceiling. He's got the explosiveness, he can run. But Jacoby Brissett, very old, systematic quarterback, short game, like I just don't see a path for this Patriots team winning. And it's like kind of like a unicorn year for Joe Burrow because he actually was healthy for the preseason.
Exactly.
So we don't have to worry about like him coming in shaking stuff. He's been throwing all off season. So we're not getting like shit, is he going to feel good? Is he going to be good? No, we're just going to take Joe Burrow for what he is. And we're already high on the Bengals, so we might as well put our money where our mouth is. We're taking the Bengals with our Survivor pick for week 1. Now our runner-up was the Seahawks. They were also kind of on that brisk of making the contest. Really just didn't love the number. I do like the Seahawks this week. I love them on the money line for you guys who do your money line round robin parlays, whatever it may be. But I do like the Seahawks. I think they win the game. Bo Nix on the road, rookie quarterback, 12th man. There's just too many factors that play against the Broncos in this spot. The Broncos' offensive line's kind of, whatever. Man. So, I mean, there is pressure that the Seahawks can get. Even though the Seahawks defense is not that good, their defensive line's not that good, they do have a decent secondary. So, Bo Nix, he might go out there and have a hell of a game. I just don't necessarily see this Broncos team winning. But, Survivor, you want to take the safest pick. Right. We're playing for longevity here. So, we went with the Cincinnati Bengals ultimately.
Right. And on top of that, like I said, Mike Macdonald is a defensive-minded coach coming over from the Baltimore Ravens team, who was probably one of the most historic defenses in the league last year. So like this, so it's going to that defense is going to improve, but also on top of that, a rookie in the 12th man. Come on.
Yeah, no, it's just not a good spot for the Broncos. So ultimately, we went with the Bengals. But that'll do it. That's our 5 contest picks. That's our Survivor pick. We hope you guys have an incredible weekend. Yes, make some money. Let's go 5-0. We have a lot of really good games. We've been looking forward to this for so damn long. Donnell, any last words for the viewers before we get out of here?
We're actually going to change the message up today. This is the first week of fucking football. Get fucking ready. Hey, grab a can of beer, take a shotgun with me at 1 o'clock when the fucking game starts. Holla at me.
Damn, Dangerous Dinezy in the building. He is feeling it. Thank you guys so much for your recent support. It's been awesome. We are on TikTok. Yes. Follow us on TikTok at Shred the Spread. We've been having some funny clips for you guys who can't necessarily get to the whole podcast in time. Also follow us on Twitter at Shred the Spread _. You can follow me on Twitter at SVUCY2K for my personal one. You can follow Donnell on X at Dinezy. But that's all for us. Until next week for our Week 2 preview show, we'll see you then.
Peace.